Well, one of the questions for Joe Biden is whether progressives and black Americans will turn out in large numbers, or will many choose to not vote as they did in 2016. That enthusiasm gap is widely blamed as a major factor in President Trump's upset win in 2016. Joining us to talk about this and other issues is Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Esme, for having me.
And congratulations on your big primary win just a couple weeks ago.
Thank you.
All
so
right.
Humbled to have received such a white support.
All right. I want to ask you right away about an ad from President Trump that is running repeatedly here in the Twin Cities. Let's play a quick excerpt from it.
The weak response from Biden and radicals like Ilhan Omar has led to chaos and violence.
I don't think it's any secret the Biden campaign clearly, or the Trump campaign clearly trying to say you won't be safe under a Biden presidency and throwing you in there. What is your reaction to being used in that way?
I mean, everything that we are experiencing right now is happening under Trump presidency. What these ads will actually do, I believe, is excite our base to come out and fight against his hate, his vitriol, and the damage that he's caused our nation. The unrest that we are seeing in the streets is unrest that has existed in people's lives for decades, that have now really come to head with the pandemic that we are in, the financial crisis we are experiencing, and the pandemic of systematic racism. And people are going to be motivated to make change in their lives, to get people in office that are responsive to the issues that they are wanting to be addressed.
Okay. So you think the fact that he put you in the ad is actually going to make your supporters, who turned out big for you in the primary, turn out big in November?
Yeah, I mean, every single negative ad that was run against me in my own district, in my primary, really helped us get the historic turnout that we had. And I believe these kind of ads and the mailers that are being sent out is going to excite our base, is going to make them want to fight back, and is going to make them want to get people who are responsive to their causes into office.
But you were not in the primaries a Joe Biden supporters. You were there for Bernie Sanders, appeared at like these rallies that had thousands of people here in the Twin Cities. Are you enthusiastically campaigning for Joe Biden, and will progressives who didn't support Joe Biden in the primaries vote for him?
So we're organizers, and we organize for a better tomorrow. We organize to create change in people's lives who have lived in the margins of society. And what we are organizing for is to have people who are responsive to the issues that we care about, people who will address the economic and social neglect that our communities have faced for so long. And that's Joe, and that's Camilla.
What about the violence? We just ran 4 stories of violence in other cities just last week. Right here in downtown Minneapolis, there was another riot. Your comment about these violent incidents that really aren't protests, they're riots.
I mean, for me, it's been really important to make sure that we are centering the 93% of protests that have been peaceful. That really needs to be the center of this conversation. People are pouring out to the streets. People are calling it the summer of freedom, because people want the unrest that they have been feeling in their lives to be addressed. That is police brutality, that is economic and social neglect. And, you know, we do place responsibility on the media in the ways in which they concentrate on the few that are waging havoc in our communities, and not the ones that are pouring out, expressing their trauma, their pain, and wanting to create a different society for all of us.
You actually were able to get something done in Congress, which is a rarity these days. You were able to extend the meals that kids are getting during the pandemic, even if they're not in school. It's 20 million children. I know that you want a lot more pandemic aid, though. What are your thoughts about the chances of that?
Yeah, I mean, as we've just said, you know, families are experiencing extreme financial distress, and we already had a lot of children who were unable to get food in their homes, and schools were the center of where they would receive that. And so I welcome the USDA's decision to extend that. I led my colleagues in a letter to them expressing the need for that waiver to be extended, and we are delighted to have that, because it means not only would children be able to get meals, but it means that families will not feel more stressed economically because their children will have the ability to get food.
All right. Well, again, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, thank you so much for coming in. Again, congratulations on that very big primary win.
Thank you so much, Esme.